Hello everyone. This video will be about the Roblox game, Prehistoria. I wanted to share my thoughts and ideas on this game after playing it for a little bit now and go over the pros and cons. This video will mostly be my own opinion and thoughts. Without further ado, let's get right into it. One of the first things I would like to highlight is the game's atmosphere. The birds chirping during the day, the howling and crickets at night, it's all very pleasant. The little fireflies are adorable as well, and the nighttime isn't too dark but isn't super bright. It makes the world feel more alive. The rain and storms are so calming and not over the top, making you feel like you are actually sitting in the rain or watching a storm outside of a cave. The rain does not go through walls, letting you watch it from the comfort of the shelter you have hidden in. The dinosaurs themselves look amazing, the designs are unique and beautiful. I really love every single one, even the ones that are in need of a remodel. It's refreshing to see a roster of more obscure dinos. They also have unique cars and animations, which add more life. I do enjoy the skins you can buy as well for pretty cheap. They have amazing designs as well and more will be coming eventually. The mechanics themselves are certainly unique, having a leveling system instead of usual growth, although that might be planned eventually. It does slightly encourage players to move around a bit to collect crystals and get to a higher level. Customization is amazing, allowing players to make many different combinations of skins with coins you earn over time or by sleeping at night. Each dino has unique abilities, from combat to things like helping players earn extra EXP. Water dirties and recedes when dinos drink and comes back in the rain. Dinos can crouch and hide their scent from prey and predators, etc. You can also make tons of dinos with the many slots available, and even storage. My only gripe is that they cost fossil coins. I feel like they should be fireflies instead for earlier ones and then move to fossil for the rest. I also do like the fishing minigame. It's quite fun and adds to immersion rather than just swimming around biting fish. The main UI in-game is cute and not in your face. I especially love the little icons, and how you can click on them to see exactly what they do. There are also ways to do things like change keybinds, submit feedback, report players, and see how many fossil and firefly coins you have. There is also a minimap and world map in case you get lost. The map itself has some really neat details like hidden caves and logs to cross rivers. The caves themselves are stunning. One even has little glow worms on the ceiling that are super cool. There are also little Easter eggs around the map to look for while leveling or exploring. Some mechanics definitely need work, such as things like swimming being awkward and slow, leveling being too grindy and unfair, mostly for larger creatures, and balancing being completely off. Too many creatures can outrun you despite being bigger. Bleed is wacky and needs nerfing for some creatures, and some are way too fast for what they should be. Kentro is the biggest offender, able to jump, chase you down, do around 15 bleed per hit, and deal damage to you when bitten. Turbo is also insanely fast for no reason and has too much stam for that speed, even for an ambusher. It should really have that speed as a short burst ability rather than always. It also does bleed with its kick for some reason, also being able to spam it over and over with barely any cooldown. Dinos should get slower and stronger the higher level they are while lower levels are faster and can evade danger, but weaker. Hitboxes are also a little wacky, not just for combat but also for things like eating food for herbivores. I've found it annoying to eat trees with a Yusk on multiple occasions thanks to the wacky hitboxes. Some dinos can even hit behind them with a front attack as well, making things quite unfair. I also think aquatics should be able to see better underwater, giving non-aquatics the thick fog that obscures their vision. It's hard to swim around and fish when you can barely see sometimes. Disclaimer, I am aware a map rework is coming soon, but I am covering what is here now. The map itself is too small, making it too easy to run back to revenge kill or find players group up all over the place. It needs more space and room for people to spread out or have to travel to feel like a proper place to explore. There are too many water sources, especially infinite ones, making water too easy to acquire. Some of the foliage just looks off, specifically the bushes with an odd texture. There are also a lot of places with funky terrain and the edge of the map is in the open and on the map, giving it an odd, rough, and unfinished look. Some of the map isn't even on the minimap. Private servers being free is a big issue. This makes it way too easy for people to make a private server and grind to max level before rejoining the main servers. It gets rid of the difficulty entirely, especially since food is easily accessible for both diets. Things like revenge killing and coasting are prominent, making it hard to play when everything can chase you down with insane stamina or smaller creatures that deal way too much damage. Megapacking is also an issue due to no deterrents for such, making it easy to get swarmed by a clan or a bunch of people out to mass kill and ruin others' progress. Many people just sit in one spot as well, making it hard to play the game like a survival game when everyone is in massive groups. Some parts of the UI need work, such as the customization menu. It's much too cluttered and in your face, making it hard to see what you are making or pick colors. The palettes should be able to be sorted from known to unknown so you don't have to scroll constantly to find the ones you have purchased. The UI could also benefit from being able to be closed or hidden so you could get a better look at the dino you are customizing. The dino models in the save selection menu are weirdly cropped or halfway obstructed, making it look awkward or hard to get a good look at your dino unless you edit them. I also wished we could drag the slots to reorganize them, mostly just a personal annoyance. A small gripe of mine, but sickness stacks much too fast when drinking from dirted water. If you aren't careful it goes up super fast just from a couple of sips. Even barely dirty water will make you have to sit down and heal of sickness for several minutes, which is especially annoying when it's dark and hard to tell if it is good or not, even with a percentage. Dinos can get up from sitting and lying down much too fast, making it easy to run, stop, and regen extremely fast, then keep running again. There should be a much longer time spent getting up and down out of each animation to prevent this. Dinos should also take 2x damage when sitting and 4x when lying down to make it riskier when trying to heal in a fight. Another small gripe of mine is how dinos can sit on the leaves of the trees, making it easy to jump up and avoid a fight. It also just looks really weird. There should be bigger trees with thicker branches for them to sit on, making it a bit harder but still a good spot to hide from things in a fight or when being hunted. It also just looks better. Healing is way too fast, even for bigger creatures. It shouldn't be so easy for dinos to shrug off a fight and then run back and over. It could help to also have it be extremely slow and slowly get faster the longer you are out of combat. This would encourage people to pick fights more wisely and not run around constantly attacking people without much issue, especially raptors. For some reason, even on a higher graphics quality, things render in super close. This not only looks bad but is also annoying when trying to look for things a further distance from you. Most likely for optimization but should have an option to be turned off for people with higher NPCs or that don't need the extra optimization. Another small gripe, some of the dino calls are not the same volume, ones like Turbo being super quiet compared to other dinos. Just a bit weird that the big Tyrannosaur is so quiet compared to other dinosaurs in the roster. I also wish the broadcasts traveled a bit further, letting you hear them in the distance. It would also be nice to have footstep sounds, as there aren't any at the moment. The food drain feels a bit too fast for me, even big dinos have to eat every couple of minutes. Even with a less food and water drain Game Pass it drains extremely fast. If the food is going to be more scarce, which it should be if this is a survival game, then dinosaurs need to last longer without it, especially the bigger ones. These will be ordered from one I think are more important to fun little additions that would be nice later on, not much of a priority. Spawn protection is a very big need for this game. It is easy for people to kill those just spawning in and chase them down, leading to an easy loss of levels. There should be a timer above their head showing they have just spawned that grants them immunity from all damage during this time, only cancelled once it ends or they enter combat. Anyone who bites them should get extreme slowness and less damage for a short period of time, preventing them from chasing and leaving them up to be killed by anyone else, a fair punishment for trying to spawn kill. There needs to be some sort of megapack debuff to help deter massive groups of people, something like a sickness, higher food, and water drain, less EXP or damage, etc. Something for packs would work great as well, giving the debuff to anyone not in your pack and growing worse the longer you are around them or the more people that are around. Obviously this would need workarounds so you can still exist with other people occasionally or fight, but something like this in general is desperately needed. Combat logging is something that should be added. Many people I've fought have simply logged entirely instead of finishing the fight or letting me kill them. There should be a heavy debuff set on them, like a massive loss of levels and / or less EXP gained. This sort of thing is just not fair for other people and is a cowardly thing to do overall. Some attacks should take stamina to use for more dinos, making combat a bit more tedious and precise and to also prevent people from spamming attacks. Some attacks also need a longer cooldown to prevent spamming, such as Turbo Kick being able to be spammed over and over with no issue. Diets should be adjusted a little bit, mostly for herbivores. Most carnivores should not be able to eat carrion, or get no buffs from doing so, while herbivores should have hated foods along with their preferred foods. Preferred foods should give a buff, most likely EXP and less food drain, while hated foods should make hunger faster and lessen EXP gain. This would encourage people to seek out this food or stick around it for herbivores, or have to migrate once it runs out. Edible foliage should also be adjusted a bit to be in certain zones, giving herbivores plenty of places to hang around but still encourage movement or spreading out. There should be various rewards for dying, a similar system to what COS has. Points tallied based on time survived and combat encounters, giving out things like coins or buffs for reaching certain landmarks. This would encourage people to try and survive as long as they can. More ways to level up would be nice, helping slower and bigger dinos as it's very easy for faster dinos to simply steal all of the crystals or swoop in and take the big ones. Maybe quests for EXP and coins, achievements, which I believe are planned, or tasks for every dino to complete, unique to each one to encourage people to try them or play them more, or better crystal drops or like a rain event that rains small crystals to pick up all over the map, allowing all dinos to collect. It would help gameplay be more fresh and less monotonous, less picking up crystals for hours and more interactive. Fall damage, pretty self-explanatory. Really should be something added at some point. Very awkward to watch turbos run after you off of cliffs. Crouching should lower your hitbox. For some reason creatures can't crouch to get into smaller spaces, even if they would most certainly fit when crouching. As mentioned before, the map is just too small and would benefit from a larger size and bigger biomes overall. More places to roam, spread out, explore, and collect in. Maybe future biomes once the base ones are fleshed out more, such as a desert/mesa ESQ1, which there is terrain similar to such at the top of the map out of bounds. More weather disasters would be fun, such as things like floods, fog, droughts or snow. There can even be rewards for surviving them, such as floods washing up crystals or coins to collect or other goodies being dropped after events to collect, or simply earning rewards for surviving overall. There could be something like Bob with an EXP boost as a severe event goes on. Better scent trails would benefit hunters and could even be based on the species. Some could track better or farther and others would have more trouble tracking things down. Could simply be a cloud particle every so often or more often depending, maybe even different colors depending on species or diet, or the species one could be reserved for certain dinos as an ability. Blood trails could also be something to track with from bleeding creatures. More buffs and debuffs would be fun to play with. As mentioned before, buffs from eating good food and debuffs from bad food are big ones, maybe something called drenched where rain keeps your thirst up but messes with stamina and speed, or a buff called well rested from resting for a long while that slightly helps with stam regen or drain. Maybe even broken bones when falling or from certain attacks. More ways to earn fossil coins would be nice, just little ways like quests, as mentioned before, or little fossils that spawn very rarely to collect. A camera mode for taking pictures would be amazing. So many uses and ideas for it, with limitations to prevent people from being able to scout around with it of course. Maybe it could also have filters and such. Trotting would be a good thing to have, especially since some dinos walk so painfully slow. Having to either go a snail's pace or waste stamina running around is not fun. Having an herbivore or two with a dual stance would be super fun, maybe faster and better stam on all fours and then more defensive while on two, similar to Potsigi. Yusk already can go on all fours with its crouch but can't do anything with it at all other than walk slightly faster. It would be cool to see more done with it. Grazing is a small fun thing that would add immersion, maybe giving a very minuscule amount of food in a pinch. Head movement would be a fun little thing, being able to look where your camera is facing. A small but nice detail in most survival games. A dino with venom would be a fun idea for the future, maybe affecting stam, vision, or doing damage over time. A healer omnivore would be a fun concept as well, given there is already one giving an EXP boost. Nothing major, maybe just a small healing boost to group mates to give a very slight edge. Final opinion? Very decent for a game in early beta. It has a solid foundation, decent gameplay, and models, but definitely needs some work. Definitely a fun play if you like frequent combat and survival on the side, but not very good for pure survival experiences. Special thanks to my friend and sister for helping me make this video, and giving me cool ideas to add. Thank you for watching.